Jamar Chase's contract, is it not even going to be discussed now until the offseason? Are we in the we're just playing now? Or is there any conversation happening with him? And is he going to be on another pitch count in Kansas City on Sunday? What can you tell me about with him?
Well, in terms of the pitch count, that was driven in large part by the fact that he hadn't practiced a whole lot, and you didn't want to run the guy out there and play him 70 snaps and have him pull a hamstring or something where all of a sudden he's down for a month or two. In terms of the contract here, it really seemed throughout that week leading up to the opener that something was going to get done, and kept hearing things that hey, they're to the number, the average per year and all that, but there's structural things that they haven't worked through. Part of the issue here, whenever you're dealing with Bengals contracts, other than the quarterback, other than like Joe Burrow, he gets a different structure. But the Bengals, their history and their contract structure is they pay a lump sum, large signing bonus up front that's then prorated for cap purposes throughout the life of the deal. And then year two, there's a roster bonus in March that's not guaranteed and a low base salary. So you get a lot of money up front, but then the year two cash flow dips down, and you're not even guaranteed in year two, even though realistically, A, you're Jamar Chase, and B, you got a massive signing bonus that makes it prohibitive for them to cut you, and C, this is the Bengals, who almost never cut anybody. But they still have that structure. Pittsburgh still has that structure. Seattle, most of the time, has that structure as well. Again, outside of the quarterbacks, which have to be the exception here. Jamar Chase and his representative were not willing to take that type of a deal. The Bengals, there's really no reason to think in doing this a year early, which they don't have to do, there's no reason to think that they were going to bend their structure. So could something still get done? Absolutely. It's going to come down to somebody's got to move here. And I really don't see it being Mike Brown at this point. And so if Jamar Chase wants the deal right now, he may have to accept it on the Bengals' terms. If not, he may have to play out the season as his buddy from LSU, Justin Jefferson, did. And as you get a little bit deeper into the contracts, he's only going into year four, not year five like CD and Jefferson here. Going into year five, you stay, relatively healthy. Jefferson didn't even stay healthy last year, but if you do what you've done throughout the course of your career, the market's going to continue to shift in a positive direction. You might make a little bit more in 2025. You're missing out on some money this year, and those are decisions that the player and his agent have to make.
But Burrow did get an exception, right? That's not
Joe
the
Burrow did get correct, and like the Steelers did it for years with Ben Roethlisberger, he would get future guarantees. But by and large, those three teams have done lump sum signing bonus, not guarantees out into, not full guarantees out into the future years here, which sometimes can create little rifts, Rich, at times, because every player, they know what their paychecks are this year. Some guys get it that, hey, you made all that money last year. This year you're making less, but then they're like, hey, I'm only making this, and these guys are making this. That's where sometimes you get consternation going into the second years of deals. Most teams, though, are not going to go ahead and rip up a long-term extension into year two. I'm not familiar with any that have, but every team does their deals a little bit differently. It's like one of the undersold things in all of this. The NFLPA makes all these contracts available to agents. They can advise the agents on, hey, here's what the team has done in the past. Here's their language, because the language varies from team to team. But if you're looking for, hey, I want $100 million fully guaranteed right now, the Bengals, if they stick with their structure, it's not going to happen on a wide receiver contract.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.